No matter how powerful models get, context will always be king.
Yeah.
What do you mean by context?
Yeah.
And why is it such a limiting factor for AI
Yeah.
agent performance?
Well, let's take the most kind of basic example. If I go to ChatGPT today and I say, help me with my, pitch this client that I'm selling to. Well, it will actually give you an answer, but it's going to give you an answer based only and solely on the training data that it has, which is basically the public internet. And so maybe you're lucky enough that your company's big enough and it has some information about your company because it's been trained on public web sources. But even then, it doesn't know all of your sales manuals. It doesn't know all of your internal training processes. It doesn't know all your win-loss rates on different, customer segments to improve that sales process. It only knows what it was trained on. So it needs context. Now, you can get that context through a number of ways. You can write a really, really long prompt, and that prompt could be, 2 pages worth of instructions and information. And there's prompts that dramatically exceed, what you would have gotten if you hadn't done that when you have a really long prompt. And that's one form of context. Another form of context is just your corporate knowledge that your company has access to. And that collection of data of years and years and years of information that was produced that we created, it was shared, it was accessed by somebody, but probably at this point it's just stored somewhere and you haven't seen it for a while. And unless somebody pulls up a link to it and shares it with you over email or Slack or something, you're not going to run into it. And that is the vast majority of our corporate information is that unstructured data. It's the marketing assets, the contracts, the invoices, the internal process information, supply chain data. All of that data becomes critical context for AI agents to operate with. And when you give the AI agents that context, they can help you make better decisions. They can turn all of that unstructured information into this valuable goldmine of intelligence for your company. And so the more that we can create agents that understand your domain, that understand its kind of goal and set of instructions, and your corporate knowledge in a safe way that inherently knows your own permissions and access, so it doesn't sort of accidentally share the wrong information with a user that shouldn't have access to that data. That's the context that makes AI systems extremely powerful. And that's why we're going to see this revolution with now what you can do with your unstructured data because of how valuable this is to AI.